Ladies and gentlemen, I got him. We got him. It's number 2 from the St. Louis Steamers, Carl Rose, ladies and gentlemen. Pardon why we have an extended applause for you. And way to go, man. Way to go. And you are so much more than just a player. And people will find out about you a little later. But, man, bring us. You care to go back? Do you need a net or anything? You're secure to be able to go back in time and come back in as you are?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, then. So let me take you back. You're a young lad in London town with Jamaican parents?
Yes, yeah.
Were you a Crystal Palace youth or some other place?
No, I was, well, I lived not too far from Queen's Park Rangers, but I went and trained with West Ham United Academy. So that's on the east side of London, and I live northwest London.
Nice. Man, I mean, the magnificence of uniforms back then. I mean, they had some kits for sure, man.
Yeah, oh yeah, all
Yeah,
those things.
yeah. So you get there, and then you go across the pond to Canada. Am I mistaken?
No, you're correct. I left Canada. I mean England at 15, and my parents moved to Canada, so not of age to stay. So the family went over to Canada and stayed there. You know.
Well, there's that. You get to do a do-over on a audio podcast. You know, is that how about it? If they would have said, "Carl, do you want to stay?" Would you have?
Well, I would have stayed definitely. I mean, when you've gone through the things I went through, and you wanted to be, your goal was to be a professional soccer player, football player. Why wouldn't you? I was with, West Ham United Academy, tried out for England schoolboys. Um, I was a ball boy at the World Cup in '66. So all these,
Oh, whoa, man!
so
Were
all
you at
these
the
things were.
final? Were you at the final?
No, I was there at the first game when England played Argentina.
Very good match.
So yeah, it was a good match. So those things were going for me. So if I had the opportunity to stay, I definitely would have stayed and see how far I could have gone.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Could you play a guitar or an instrument or anything?
No, I started learning to play the piano a little bit for a while, but then I just
Nice.
packed it.
Now, as far as your technique, your relationship with the ball, most folks haven't seen it before you came, and now kind of expect it from everyone. And it was kind of unique that how your balance and how you with the ball was that just because Carl Rose genetics, or was it that you schooled yourself to play like that?
Oh, I played like that. I practiced every day. I trained every day. I kicked the ball every day. Whether it be a soccer ball, a tennis ball. Even if I was in the house and I couldn't kick a ball, I was kicking a balloon. So I was doing something all the time with my feet. And, I just, and I liked the game that I played. So, it all adds up together. And in the end, that's what turned out. I didn't have any lessons from anybody. You just played all the time, and you went to the park and played. You played in the schoolyard. If you're going to the store to get something for your mother, you took the tennis ball with you and dribbled it down the road and dribbled it back up.
Yeah.
So it's rep, as they say nowadays, repetition, repetition, repetition.
You were doing it before it was cool.
Right.
Yeah. And just that, all that going on is that, help us to understand. I say, when you played during the day or at night, somebody schooled you and you're going to go back to the schoolyard and school them, you really took it to yourself that that's your reputation. My reputation at the time was no golds, no golds,
Yeah.
and that it would be like you, that your car rose, man.
Well, I never thought of it like that. I just thought of I just wanted to play. I have an
Oh,
older brother. My older brother Lloyd, he's 5 years older than me, so
oh,
I would get to go to the park, later than my friends could because I could stay out with him,
yeah,
and then I'd play with all the older guys, and so you don't want to get kicked, you don't want to get pushed around, so
right,
you find a way how you can play with them that they want you to play with them and let you play with them.
exactly, great.
But you have to be good enough to play with them.
That's right. That's right. There ain't
So
no pretenders, man. You got to be a
no,
contender. Yeah.
right. So that's how you learn to play anyway back in the day, and that's how you got better because you were playing with older guys. Nowadays everybody, you're 12, you play with 12-year-olds,
Yeah. Yeah.
and stuff like that. Well, I was 14 playing with 17-year-olds on
Every
club
bit.
in my districts, and I never was a big guy. I was always small, so you had to figure it out.
Yep. So you are in Canada, and you're not going to be a Canadian Monty. So, how do you get on the Olympic team from Canada?
Well, I got there. Like I said, I had an older brother, and we started. He had a team that he was on. So when I was 15, I was playing on a men's team, and I didn't know any, because really I didn't know anybody in Canada when I went, other than my family. So I started playing on the men's team with him, and then I got hooked up with another team, Toronto Emeralds, which were the base of the team was Irish, but a bunch of English and Scots guys as well. And just over the years played, and the manager from the Emeralds got me a tryout with the Canadian team, and things went from there.
Wow. So then you go, they start up, correct me if I got this wrong or right, they start up with this New York Arrows indoor. How did you wind up with them?
Well, again, it's the same team, the Toronto Emeralds. They Don Popovich, the coach of the Arrows,
Yeah.
who used to play for the Stars, also coached in Toronto
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
years.
Denny
So
Vanager played on that team.
exactly. So we my coach and my manager, they knew Popovich, and I had about we had about three of us from my club team that went to New York for the tryouts, and three of us made it. And so that was the first year of the league. Nobody really knew what to expect. But it was the game of soccer, so that's all that we figured that we're gonna try and do.
Yeah. I'm gonna fish and I'm fishing. Is Bronco Sagoda one of them?
Oh yeah, he played on my club team with me, Bronco Segoda, and and he was a young kid then. I mean, I thought
Y-
I was young, but
Yeah.
he was like 17, 18 years old.
And who was the other two?
One was Jim McLaughlin. He played on the Olympic team with me, and another one was Hugh Craney from Scotland. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and then Huey, as a matter of fact, came to St. Louis, and we played for the Steamers in the first year.
Yeah. Yeah. How about that, baby? Wow.
Yeah,
So, I guess that happened a lot. You would be warming up and you look over, you say, Jesus, that's you. Or that's
yeah,
Tony. Or, how you doing?
right.
Yeah. And so you're there. And it was just about to be the biggest thing of indoors. But then you were lucky, I hope you feel that way, of coming to St. Louis. And you filled in a particular niche that was a warm. You were a crowd pleaser.
Well, I don't know about that one. I was with, I got released from New York Arrows, and I saw that St. Louis was having tryouts, and so I didn't really know anything about St. Louis other than what I saw in the westerns. The cow drives through and the days. That's all I knew about St. Louis. But I wanted to play my game, and I thought, well, I'll come down. And Pat McBride gave me the opportunity to play for St. Louis Steamers, so I was quite happy with that. And then, after the first game there, it was like I was very delighted to play in St. Louis because we had a large crowd and we had a large following.
Yeah. So I don't have the stats in front of me, but how long did you play for the Steamers?
I played their first game until, let me see, 86, 86, about 7 years.
In the indoor, that's a long time, man.
That's what they say.
Yeah, yeah, man. Way to go, way to go. And then, what did you do after that?
Well, after I got out of the Steamers, I was released by Pat McBride. Um, I was trying to decide what I should do, whether I should keep playing or just call it quits and move on. And I had a very severe accident and fell off my roof, and that made sure I didn't play anymore. And so I just looking around for jobs, got a job, and then a lady one day asked me. As a matter of fact, I was working for Al Trost out at his indoor facility out at Chesterfield Airport area. And the lady asked me if I was Carl Rose, and I said, "Well, that all depends. What's the reason why you want to know it?" And she said that if I would be interested in coaching a team, which I'd never thought about coaching before. So I said, "Well, let me come and look at them." And they were a decent team, so I said, "Sure, I'd try it." And for the next 35 years, I've been coaching.
But in the meantime, did you move out of town?
Well, I stayed in St. Louis till '97. I went to nationals with my teams. I won a few. Let me see, a few state championships. Went to a few regionals. Um, and then in '97, I got an opportunity to go down to Springfield and get a full time job coaching and teaching young kids down there. So my family and I moved to Springfield.
Wow, Well, people were texting me. What team did you coach in St. Louis?
Me, I coached Bush 75 team.
Nice. And did you?
Tim Leonard, the coach is a Gallagher.
Yeah.
I'm sure people know him. He played for me. And Jeff Yenzer, the dentist, he played for me. So I had a pretty good team at the time.
Yes, you did. And what about? Did you marry a St. Louis woman?
No, I married my girlfriend from Canada.
Holy cow! How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So,
that's a romantic story. All right then.
yeah.
So here you go. You got a lot of this and a lot of that,
All right.
and you you do the backyard, going to clean out stuff and the guttering or whatever, and you fall off the ladder,
Right.
and
That's the first.
and that starts a lot of trouble.
Well, it's I fell down off there, and so for about a year or so, I really couldn't do anything. Landed on the left side of my head, and so everyone's worried that you can't walk and talk and chew gum still, and so you have a slow recuperation, but everything was successful. I lost the sight in my left eye, and like paralysis on my left face, and tore my ear off. They stitched it back on the left side.
Oh
So,
wow! Is
but
there is there a way you could have done a slow bow? Would that have helped out, or you were just in a predicament?
no, I went up on the roof. Luckily, it was a Sunday, and my wife was at home, and she was talking to her sister in Canada. And I went up on the ladder. We were thinking about selling the house, and the gutter was out, and I had a rear entry garage, so it was 2 stories in the back by the garage. And I went up there, and then I looked at it, and I said, "No, I'll get someone to come and do it." And then it was slipped coming down, and hey, the rest is history.
Yeah, but indirectly, it started a Carl Rose 2 type of thing. Is that because you are a gifted author? Because you wrote the book Resilience? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a resilient spirit. My wife and son have been telling me for years to I should write a book. And then one of my players, when I retired, I hadn't seen him in about 20, 30 years, came and said he would help me write my life story, my book. So, I'm a resilient person through the things I've been through. Like, a lot of people, when they travel, if they move from St. Louis to Springfield, they worry about their kids. Maybe they don't know anybody or whatever. Well, I moved from a continent. I moved from Europe to North America and didn't know a soul.
Yeah.
I, I, I've been told lots of times, no, no. I just kept plugging away. I got the opportunity with New York, and then I came down to St. Louis and got an opportunity, and it's the best opportunity I ever got, best thing I ever did. Um, and so, I'm a fighter. I don't give up easily. I'm not a quitter. And so, I just got a resilient spirit that, hey, you got to put your head down and keep going.
So, full disclosure, I don't know you from nobody. I mean, I only know from you in the stands watching you. And, you know, like, sitting, I would, like, be sitting in a dark
Yeah.
room about to go to bed and I'm having a conversation with you. I hope you didn't mind. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay. But so the deal comes out, is that something happened, whatever it is, and you were quoted as saying, "All right, there it is. I'll have at it." Is that you have a prosthesis, and I met you at Pete Sober's funeral mass, and just had a brief, and I
Yeah,
gave you a business card, asked you to, go ahead.
yeah.
Jeff Sadobri got us together, but I had no idea. I mean, I just thought you had like a little limp or something, or and then
No,
everything else. I thought
funny.
age, but you have a
Yeah,
whole plan here.
yeah. 2019, I got sepsis in my leg, and I the medication I was taking, I had a reaction to it, so I went to my doctor and told him, and he thought it wasn't anything at first, and I went back within a week and told him again, and set up an appointment with a specialist to look at me, and the specialist says, "Well, you've got sepsis real bad, and this is your choice. You have to get your leg amputated, or you're going to die. One or the other. So you don't have much choice."
Yeah, life or limb.
Yeah. So it's. I talk about it lightly now, but it wasn't. It wasn't that way. It's very devastated, and especially someone like me. I used to love running and
Yeah, yeah,
played soccer, so I like to run. And all of a sudden, you've got to pull back. You got to learn how to walk again. You've got to learn so many different things we take for granted that you can't do. So you got to learn how to walk. You got to learn how to get this way. You got to learn how to get into a car. You got to learn. It's being taught how to be a kid again, really.
yeah. How
Because
about
you have
that?
to learn. You have to learn all these things which you took for granted.
Yeah. When I saw you, when I seen you get into the car, well, you're driving, and then I, but that's a feat in itself. I take it.
Well, I I didn't know if I could drive or not because, like I said, 2019, and then we had COVID.
Yes.
So, so that kind of it was a blessing in disguise because there wasn't cars on the street, and where I live, I have a cinema up the road. So, we were trying to figure it out, my wife and I, if we have to get changes to the car or can we just drive it? Because I don't want to kill anybody, and I
No.
don't want to kill myself. So we would go up to the cinema parking lot and drive around there and drive around there and just doing it every day and getting more confident with it. And now it's quite it's just a regular thing. So gives me my freedom that I can go someplace without having to wait for somebody or ask somebody. So
Yeah. Uh, Watching you play, it was like this is a one cool cat daddy. Oh, I mean, there's a lot of pressure, and this cat is at peace. It's but you care. You see your care, but and you're a teammate. But you have a nice, mellow way, a calm mind, and a relaxed body. Do you think that might have really helped you along after the soccer?
well, I think so. I think I was at that age too, where everything is going smooth, nothing is hard, um, and you feel good about yourself. And again, I gotta. Everything might look easy, but it isn't. It's still hard. But I had a lot of good teammates. I met a lot of people in St. Louis that I played with that helped me along the way because there are a lot of good players I played with. So
Yeah,
you know. I got Ty Keogh, Steve Petchers, Don
Yeah,
Evers,
the who's who of
and
American soccer
you
at the time.
right. So I was in the right place at the right time, and with the right bunch of guys that uh, made me feel at home in St. Louis. Since I'm a foreigner, as they say, and I'm an Englishman on top of it. So, but they made me feel comfortable. The coach did, Pat McBride in particular, my first coach. Made me feel comfortable where I was and that I could go and play. And the people, like I said, like I met, that we had a good time with each other. And still to this day, all the people that I met, especially the ones that I played with, when we run through each other, we're like friends again. So, I see Pete Calico at games when I was coaching and he'd be coaching, and we
Yeah,
walk by and say hi, what's going on, and
yeah,
have a little chat and keep moving. So, and I only played with Pete. I think 1 year he played with this team.
yeah, yeah.
But, we've made a friendship that still lasts to this day. So,
Right. It means something. Pete's
right,
Pete's got that way, and you were very gracious that you talked about our episode, Whale Certified with Pete, and
right.
how nice that was and everything. And when I told him, I said, "Listen, going to call. I'm going to be talking to Carl Rose tomorrow," and he said, "Awesome, awesome, man. Yeah, yeah." So the way about the book, I'm kind of curious. Could you have went to an agent on your own, or is it because your buddy that like the universe demanded you come and write this book that your buddy came and said, "Hey, let's write this book."
Uh, I could have. I most probably wouldn't have, but
Huh.
I'm I'm not. I'm really. I'm an open guy, but I'm really a shy guy.
Sure you are. You sure you
So
are.
I tried to. My life is my life, and it wasn't. It's just the way. Just what happened to me is what happens. It's like everybody else.
Yeah.
You grow up, and So I had to do things differently from most people. I happened to live in England and then moved to Canada, and I had to move to the States. And, I finally had some success at the thing that I love to do. And so, it was a good story to put in there, plus the dramas of, losing my sight, falling off a ladder, losing my leg. I had a son that was born premature. I married a woman from Canada, and just the two of us in the States by ourselves. We don't have any family. So, we have to be a resilient people, and we have good friends, we have good families, and that's what put it all together is what it's about. That's what kept me going, kept my wife going, and, you know, that's what made us. That's who we are.
Yeah. When they talk that old story with the comedian, football's been very good to me. Very is that
Yeah,
yeah, is that really holy cow? I mean, who would have ever thought back in the day, coach soccer, you can have a living with that, and now
exactly.
it's profession. It's a profession,
Yeah,
and you
I
were
know.
right there at the ground level.
Well, yeah, it's I think it's a good thing. It can be a bad thing too. You know, what some people coach for the money instead of coaching the game, and if you make the money, that's okay, and if you don't, well, that's okay. But to me, it's like I want to see young players get better at the game that I loved, and
Yes,
hopefully, when you teach them, that they get to love it.
yes,
You know. they get to enjoy it, and it's not all about winning. It's we're all gonna win and we're all gonna lose, and but can you enjoy the game? Can you do things with a ball? Can you make the ball dance when you need to make it dance? You know,
Nice, baby. Yeah.
no, it's to me it's like a love affair. You
Yeah,
know,
it
so
is. It is.
so you love the ball, and then the players you're playing with are good players, and they're trying their best, and we have a little party on the field.
There, exactly. And there you go. Just on a full disclosure, before the phone call, you were in the Wales Certified Hall of Fame. I mean, because of who you were and how you're resilient. Now, you're in the Wales Certified Hall of Affinity, Carl Rose, with that answer, baby. Wow. I
Thank you.
mean, you got maybe a handful of people in the entire world that says, "Hey, baby, you got to make that ball dance." You,
Yeah,
I mean, come on. You got to have a relationship with the ball. Enjoy the game. Why are you playing if you're not, loving it?
that's exactly it. You've got to. I think anyway. You know, you got to love the game, and the ball is the game, and you got the ball at your feet. You know, dance with it.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Yeah. And I tell you, under full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, the way it was versatile, I could work a dance with somebody or do a solo. I could be dancing with myself, baby,
That's it.
Yeah. Hey, but that's the enjoyment. Everybody, even Sam Bick. I mean, that guy is just genuine. Wow. He's like a Babe Ruth, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's a mellow guy. And whatever personality you have, that's different. What did you enjoy the game? Do you have a passion for the game? And you do, Carl. And people see it. And now, are you involved in any of doing this coaching seminars or coaching,
No,
to
no, I retired in 23, and my wife just retired. Last November. So we're just enjoying retirement and having a good time. You know,
yeah,
been in the I've been in the game since I was 7. You know, uh, so it's about 67 years I've been doing it. So
yeah. Uh, because this is only audio, it's not an audio visual. But auto, I was getting a sense of like you sound a little bit like John Lennon and George Harrison.
oh well,
All right,
I don't know about that, but
all right,
I love what I do,
yeah,
or I love what I did. You know, and I made good friends, and like I said, at the end of the day, the game of soccer will always be in my blood.
yes,
I watch it to this day. I don't care who wins and who loses. It doesn't matter to me.
right,
I go out to watch youth games. I just sit there and watch and pick my chair up and go back to the car and go home,
yep,
you know,
yep,
and just watch the game and see who can improve or who is improving. And
yeah.
people don't know who you are when you're sitting there.
That's
And the
right,
kid
baby.
does
Yeah,
and the kid does something good. You say, "Hey, good job," you know, and
yeah.
give them a little encouragement and just enjoy the game.
There you go. So there you have it, and hats off to you and the missus and your
And,
family and friends from all over. There's a custom here at Whale Certified to say, "Hey, Carl, whatever you want to say to who you ever want to say it to, for as long as you want to say it for, this is your opportunity."
well, I'd like to say I hope the game of soccer continues to grow in the U.S. And I hope to see the young players getting better and better all the time, and hopefully successfully they'll win a World Cup. but only after Canada wins.
Wow, that was beautiful, man. You had me going. Oh man, yeah. Oh, that was great. Okay, you Maple Leaf. All right then. All right, that's beautiful, man. Carl,
Yeah.
I want to thank you so very much for allowing us to have a little insight of you from the day until the day. And uh, we thank you, and we just enjoy your life, enjoy your retirement. Well,
Thank you,
this,
Kevin.
yeah,
I I appreciate it, and I love doing it, and it was a lot of fun. So
all right.
if you need to call me again, I'm here available for you.
All right, then. Thank you, Carl. And I'll be sure to tell Pete and Jeff Sadobri, hey, baby, I'm a friend of Carl Rose's.
There you go.
All right, then.
All right. Have a great day, Kevin.
All right, cheerio.
Thank you.